Our next inductee was a college star in the 1960s who would become one of basketball's great pioneers. This former star at Grambling was drafted by both the NBA and Old ABA, where he would start his pro career, but would also play in the NBA, helping legitimize the eventual merger between the two. Known as Jimmy Jones when he starred at Grambling in the 1960s, James Jones was the second-round pick of the Bullets in 1967 when they made Earl the Pearl Monroe their first-round pick. The Tallulah native, who now lives outside Las Vegas, was not able to be here tonight, but is able to share his story.
Well, you know, this kind of recognition is always great. You know, like I told Doug, it's long overdue, and it's anticlimactic now because it should have happened probably 30 years ago. But I'm excited about it, looking forward to it. It seemed like a great class with Shaquille O'Neal and Chandra Rubin. You know, it's always good to get recognition for what you've done. You know, I didn't really think about playing pro basketball, but my freshman year at Grambling, I played with Willis Reed. And so all the scouts were there to see him every game, and you know, a couple of them, you know, stopped by and said to me, "You look like you got a good future, and you know, if you keep working and keep going, you should be able to make in pro basketball." You know, starting the ABA was my first year coming out of college, and so I had a choice. I was drafted by the Baltimore Bullets and then the New Orleans Buccaneers. And the story goes that, you know, I didn't go to the NBA because they drafted Earl Monroe and I was going to be playing behind him, but that wasn't the way it was. You know, I just knew that it wasn't going to play two rookies. And if he was number one, then they're not going to play number two. And then years later, Bob Ferry and a couple of other guys from the Bullets, oh, we would have played both of you guys at the same time, you know. So, but I was just fortunate and happy that they had the ABA and I had a chance to play right away.
Well, Jones was one of the best players to ever play in the Old ABA, averaging over 19 points per game in his 7 years there. But he also played 3 years with the Bullets, and his combined 10-year pro career saw him average more than 16 points per game. The 6'4" swingman averaged more than 20 points in college and already a member of the Grambling Hall of Fame tonight. James Jones joins the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame.